Hello, this is Raymond Gerson. This is a true story from my life, which is meant to be both humorous and motivational. Many of us dream of starting our own business, and this was certainly true for me. In August 1985, I started an executive search and recruiting business in Austin, Texas, with myself as the only employee. The area of specialization that I chose was placing computer salespersons and sales managers with major computer companies. One major obstacle was that I only had $6,000 for both personal and business expenses. I moved into a tiny 20 by 20 foot apartment to cut down on expenses, and there I lived and worked, saving money by not running the air conditioner during the day. August is very hot in Austin, and I was working 12-hour days in a pair of shorts, t-shirts, and rubber thongs. You can see me here sweating away. My office equipment consisted of a cardboard box with manila file folders, some business cards and stationery, a desk, and a telephone. I had been an executive recruiter before, but I had little experience and few contacts in the computer industry, and I had never owned my own business. When I conducted business locally in Austin, I would meet with employers in their offices or with salespersons at restaurants. Most of my contacts were out of town, and I conducted business with them by telephone. Looking for job search assignments, I was mostly making cold calls on the telephone to computer sales executives. Shortly after I moved into this apartment, I discovered that rats were also living there. No one had any idea of the conditions in which I was living and working. Nothing like a little unwanted companionship. 5 months went by, and not one of the sales representatives I recruited was hired, although many had been interviewed. I was on the verge of going broke. Occasionally, I would stand in front of a full-length mirror and give myself motivational pep talks. Sometimes I felt discouraged, and other times I just laughed at the ridiculousness of my situation. You can see that even the rat is cheering me on. One day, while I was on the phone with an employer, a rat fell through a hole in my ceiling, squealing as it fell. It landed with a thud behind my stove, and then I heard it trying to eat its way through the wall. Unnerved, I continued talking to the employer in my best businesslike manner, as if nothing was happening. I'm sure the employer on the phone could never imagine that the owner of an executive search business was working under these conditions. My business, my life, had reached a critical juncture. It seemed that all of my hard work wasn't going to pay off in time for the business to survive. My dilemma? Should I continue with the business or start looking for another job? Just when the hour looked darkest, there was a breakthrough. A computer sales manager hired one of my sales representatives. The next month, 2 more were hired. In another month, 3 more were hired. My hard work and persistence under trying circumstances had built momentum and began to pay off. Checks seemed to be flying into my P.O. box. I went from earning 0 income in 1985 to a 6-figure income in 1986 with very low overhead. Looking in the mirror one last time in my best James Cagney accent, I said, "Goodbye, you dirty rats." And then it was time to move into a new place with pleasant working conditions. When you create work that you love and you want to do, there will be obstacles to overcome, internal ones such as fear, or external ones like not having enough capital. I faced both of these obstacles and many others. Success is often right around the corner if you persistently work toward your goals. I share this story in the hope that it will encourage you to pursue your dreams in spite of the obstacles. Certainly there are appropriate times to change course, to stop pursuing a particular goal. But there are also many examples of people who gave up shortly before they would have gained great rewards from their efforts. The road to success is often paved with failures or temporary setbacks, and the payoff is often just around the corner. The end. This is especially for teachers and students, or really anyone who wants to ponder some higher-level thinking questions and discuss these with others. Number 1, what lesson from this story can you apply to your own life? What are some internal and external obstacles to your dreams? What are some of your ideas for overcoming these obstacles? What is an example of a time when you gave up shortly before you would have reaped the rewards of your efforts? And what is an example of a time when you thought of quitting, but you persisted and you received the payoff from your efforts? Here's a summary of the lessons I learned. Obstacles that appear to be insurmountable can be conquered with persistence. A sense of humor and the ability to poke fun at yourself can be a source of strength during difficult times. You can withstand difficulties and persevere in spite of obstacles when you have a strongly desired goal. Starting a business under ideal conditions is best, but that's not always necessary to succeed. People sometimes give up just before they're about to reap rewards. The payoff is often close at hand and might be experienced if you persist. Here's contact information. The illustrations were done by my brother, Alan Gerson. You can see some of his artwork at gersonartworks.com. Here's my 3 websites: achievecollegesuccess.com, collegereadinesstraining.com, successforcollegestudents.com, and my publisher's website at upbeatpress.com. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I wish you the best of success.